one thing when navigating in, trying to find your direction, your distance, have all that stuff mapped out before you come in. It always is going to be different. It's one thing to plot straight line distance on a map. It's another thing, even your mobile apps. It's a big difference once you get on the ground and walk it. So you always are going to have to adjust, and you're going to have to read the terrain to make sure where you're at. Even if you think, oh, I walked the right distance, I walked the right direction, and then sometimes even when you're in the right spot, it doesn't look right. So you're going to have to find some known points of where you came in to adjust. Sometimes when the land's really flat, this is very, very difficult to do, but you can look off in the distance and you can do a resection to where you are, and that will tell you where you're at generally speaking. So it's important to know how to use these different tools. Walking in, once you have things really, really dialed in, you should be able to use terrain association to walk, especially in hill country, to know exactly where you are, because of your ability to read terrain. But when you have long benches and long ridges that you have to travel, sometimes that can be extremely difficult, and you have to start looking for known points on the map, known points like stream crossings, logging trails, hilltops, maybe even look at what's plotted on your mobile apps, things like mobile phone towers, your cell towers that are out there. That'll help you, and you can shoot an azimuth with your compass at it and then tell you you have that kind of a general distance and direction can help you identify where you're at. Even if you can't find 2 points, knowing 1 point and be able to get a distance, estimate distance to a tower to where you're at, can really help you look at the map and say, okay, I'm where I think I am, or I am just completely and utterly lost, and I need to kind of go back to the last location I was at. That's why it's always important to at least shoot a general azimuth with your compass, a direction. Get a direction for where you're going and map that out. Look out in front of you, find a point out in front of you, a good distance away, and walk to that point. Don't have your head in the compass. The worst thing you can do is have your head in your compass. You want to be looking at the terrain you're walking, and know that I'm supposed to be walking up a general ridge. I got about a 40-foot increase in elevation, and I got about 150 yards to go. And then say, boom, I'm going, and walk to that point. That is how you navigate out in the woods. And if you don't just put your head in the compass and walk straight ahead. If you walk and do what's called dead reckoning gets you dead lost. So don't do dead reckoning. Make sure you're identifying where you're at, you're confident where you're at, and then once you're confident where you're at, move to your next point and have each one of these waypoints mapped out where you're going. This is generally easy when you have a GPS, but even with a GPS, you have your head in the phone and you're looking at the phone constantly, trying to identify where you're at and following that, and you're not looking at your surroundings. You should be getting used to the terrain that you're walking and understanding it and keeping track of your pace count. You do that and have a general azimuth with this compass, and that mobile app and GPS will just be a backup, and you won't have to have your head buried in the phone. So I'm at my spot here now. I'm looking to get in my tree. I'll show you. I've got my sticks. So let's get in the tree and hunt.